Hi everyone, welcome back to the Speak Up Erika podcast. And in today's episode, it's going to be a solo episode, and I'm going to be chatting about always looking for validation and the need to always be liked. So, this is definitely something I struggle with, and I think that I never really questioned about it or really thought about why do I need to look for validation in other things that is not within myself, or why do I always need to be liked. And I think that that's something that is deep down within me that I never realized until I really reflected about it. So yeah, I guess to start off with this topic, it's questioning where did this validation or this need come from. And I was really trying to figure it out, and I think it was from growing up as a kid. And I feel like it started when I was a kid and growing up as a young adult and noticing that I wanted to have a lot of friends, or I would always say sorry because I didn't want to say the wrong thing or do something wrong or say something wrong. And I would always be tiptoeing around my words. Yeah, trying to make people like me, or if I don't like them, I wouldn't show that I don't like them because I don't want them to not like me. And saying it out loud sounds so strange. Saying it out loud makes me uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to admit it, but it's a hidden thing within myself that I didn't really acknowledge until now while saying it out loud. So yeah, I think that it came from just growing up and especially growing up with social media. And then another point that I realized with looking for validation and wanting to be like is the word sorry. I think this is definitely a very overused word. And I've been chatting about this word with my friend Sabria, and the fact that we say sorry for everything when you don't have to say sorry and you shouldn't be saying sorry, and it's actually a different word that you're looking for. So I think one of the reasons why we say sorry so much is because maybe you're trying to be polite and you don't want to say the wrong thing, so you're like, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. And I don't know, I guess I just wonder where this whole thing about saying sorry all the time came from. Definitely something that feels like it belittles you, like makes you feel a little bit small, that you're doing something wrong, so you have to apologize for being you or saying what you want to say and doing what you want to do and stuff like that, and because you don't want to offend anyone. But it's definitely not the case, and I think it's just a safe word that people use. And then Sabria sent me this list of things to not apologize for and when to actually say sorry and to use the word. It was pretty much saying that don't apologize for taking up space, for expressing yourself, for asking something, for having feelings and being different and putting yourself first. So those are some of the stuff on that list. And I think that we do this all the time. Sorry to interrupt, or sorry, but I just wanted to ask, or sorry for talking so much, but blah, blah, blah. We're saying sorry for the wrong things when we should really be using it when we've done something actually wrong, like crossing someone's boundary or disrespecting someone by maybe hurting their feelings. So there's a time and place for when to say it, but we're so accustomed to saying it all the time that it just becomes normalized. So yeah, I think that definitely that word, the S word, it comes from a lot of maybe wanting to be liked as well. Saying it because you want to make sure that you don't get on their bad side or something like that. You want to make sure that you're on their good side and they like you and they're friends with you and this and that. Where did this need come from? Saying the word sorry And then I also started to question, why do I even feel the need for this validation? Why do I feel the need to be liked? And then it goes from, if someone doesn't like you, you question, why don't they like me? What did I do to them? Am I not likable? Did I do something wrong? Am I weird? I don't know. You kind of go through this spiral in your head of asking yourself all these things that are wrong with you when nothing's wrong with you at all. Part of it could be filling a void that we have within ourselves. Maybe we don't feel good enough about ourselves. We don't love ourselves enough. So we're looking for that validation in other people to affirm that, yes, you're good enough. Yes, you're pretty today. Yes, you look good. Yes, you look skinny, or you look fit, or whatever you're trying to look for within yourself. We try to get that confirmation in other people. I think that's why we look for it, and we want it, because we don't acknowledge it within ourselves first. And then another thought that I had was, why do I have to have everyone like me? Why do I have to please people that I don't really care about? Why do I have to have people like me that aren't nice people and that I don't actually like? Why do I have to please other people who treat me poorly? So I started questioning those things and the relationships that I've gotten myself into in the past. And then I let it slide, because even though they treated me bad, I still wanted them to like me. But why, right? And I think that a lot of people can feel that way too. And, good for you for not letting people treat you poorly and treat you bad. You shouldn't let people treat you bad because you don't deserve it. I definitely thought more about where we look for this need. And it's definitely happens in 3 different areas. And the 3 areas that I've, I guess, identified was online. So through social media or online presence, we definitely look for validation and the likes, the followers, the subscribers, and try to be that influencer. And then we have this need offline in our real life relationships with our partner, our parents, our family, our siblings, our friends, our coworkers, our bosses. Sorry, long list, I know, but definitely all of the offline stuff that happens in real life, we look for validation in these relationships. And then the last area that I thought about was looking for it within ourselves, trying to find that self-love, that acceptance, and stop being so hard on yourself and stop the self-loathing. And I think that with self-love, and the reason why we're trying to look for the validation and trying to look for this need is because we don't love ourselves the same way that other people love you. I feel like I don't love myself the way my mom loves me, or I don't love myself the way my boyfriend loves me. And why not? Why? I don't know why. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through each of these areas and talk a little bit more about it. And so starting off with online, I think that we search for, I feel like I'm just saying validation and the need to be like 24/7 in this episode, but we search for validation in online because of the way we grew up with social media. You're a kid, you post 1 picture, you post 2 pictures, you get 10 likes, 20 likes, you get a couple comments, and then it releases those endorphins in your brain, makes you feel good. It makes you feel like people care about what you say, that people are listening to you, people care about what you do. And then I think that sometimes, or most of the time, I guess, people are very careful about what they post and what they share on their stories because of the image that they want other people to see about them, And I think that maybe sometimes people post things online that maybe society wants to see, not necessarily what they want to post for themselves. And also part of that can be posting a selfie or posting a photo to validate that you're pretty. We post online and you feel good because people are like, oh my god, you're so pretty, you're so this, you're so that. Or like guys post online because they post, I don't know, they want people to tell them their beard looks good. They want people to tell them how like jacked they are, how good their muscles are looking or something. I don't know. I know this sounds very superficial, but I think low key we really do look for those things. Maybe not everyone. I am just generalizing, but yeah, I think that's part of the reason why we post. Not all the time, definitely not. I think that there's definitely a line and a border. We do love ourselves and like ourselves, and we already know that we look good, but we're posting it for ourselves rather than posting it to get that thing that you're missing from in yourself. If that makes sense. I know that these may seem like they're cons with posting on social media. I'm not sure if like con is the really right word to use for this, but a lot of the things that we also post is because we want to make an impact on our community. And we do influence people. We post things on Twitter because we want to express ourselves on Twitter. It's like definitely a form of expression. People are here. We want to hear what our friends are saying, what's up on Twitter. We want to see what people are doing through their stories, and maybe people want to have a lot of followers. I think something that I was thinking about was the follower to following ratio, and why are we concerned about having the following lower than having the followers? I don't know if a lot of people look for that, but I know that there are people who consider that on their Instagram. I guess part of online is like, why am I posting this podcast? Why do I post anything at all on social media? Social media is great. It's great to share part of our lives with people that we actually care about and to have new connections. There are so many times that I've been scared to post on social media because of the fear of other people's opinions, and then you share it and you become vulnerable and you get really good feedback and makes you not feel like you're alone, and makes you feel closer to people who you're not actually close with. You're part of a community, you feel loved, and these are things that we definitely search as humans, but of course there's definitely negative effects of social media on your mental health. And then moving on to offline. So one of the biggest ones in the offline area is our relationship with our parents, probably, or our relatives. And when you go to those parties and your relatives ask you, oh, so like, how are you, how's school, and you want to impress them, you don't want to disappoint them or disappoint your parents, and you kind of beef yourself up and you say all the good things about yourself, or it's kind of like when you're in an interview and you have to say all the good things about yourself in the interview to make yourself look good, right? This has a lot to do with like impressing people and leaving a good impression, not wanting to disappoint people. We say these things because their opinion matters to you and what they think about you matters. And then another area I thought about was also at work and wanting approval from my boss, like all the time. Why do I want my boss to like me? Is it because it helps make work easier, more opportunities, favoritism, get more things out of your job if you're liked more? Why do we look for validation of being a good worker? And then I question that, although I know that I'm a good worker, do I look for that validation in my boss to tell me that I'm a good worker, to know that I'm a good worker, Do I need to hear my boss tell me, oh, you're doing a great job, Erika, good job on that, that presentation that you did the other day? If you're told that, then that means that you're successful at your job and what you do. I don't know, I never really stepped back and questioned, why do I need my boss to like me? And then in the last area, definitely looking for validation and wanting to be liked within ourselves, like self-love and all that is definitely a progressive thing for me. I'm definitely not there yet, and I am slowly getting there. Like each day, you learn more about yourself and you like yourself a bit more. I think I'm learning a lot about me as a person, and I'm learning to be okay with the person that I am, and searching for a way and finding ways to grow into the person that I want to be. I'm definitely the type of person who's so hard on myself, and I beat myself up all the time to be the person that I want to be, and I want to do everything in the world, I want to do all these things but you just can't do everything. If someone was telling me, oh, good job, Erika, they're validating that I'm very humble, or they're validating that I'm a good leader, maybe. And then to me, it just feels like it wasn't enough, that I needed to do more jobs. I needed to have more experience on my resume. I needed to do more extracurriculars and more projects. Less can be more, to the point where you don't want to burn yourself out because the quality of the things that you're producing or you're doing isn't the best that you can do or the best that you can be, Like, taking on more things doesn't make me successful if I can't do them properly or to like the best of my ability or whatever, right? A huge thing about looking for acceptance within others is knowing I want to do something, but then asking people for their opinion before I make the decision for myself. Do I do things for me, or do I do things for society? Do you go to university for you, or do you go to university because your parents want you to? Do you go to university because society tells you that's what you have to do? What do you want to do for you rather than what society tells you what to do? Do you really want to do these things because they told you you want to do them, or is it because you want what's best for you? Do you truly want to do this for yourself? For a long time, I definitely looked for acceptance in others, look for opinions in others, even though I knew what I wanted to do for myself. I guess an example is like going back to school or doing post-grad. This is something that I've thought about for 2 years now, ever since I've graduated university in my undergrad. And I would ask like friends, family, strangers, if it's a good idea to go back. Oh, did you like your post-grad? Oh, should I do post-grad? And then I would have people tell me, oh, well, why do you have to go back to school and spend more money if you can just get a job and make money now? Do you really need to go to school to get a job, or can you get the job without going to school? People saying, yeah, like it's a great experience, but I don't think it's worth it. Or people saying, yes, it's a great experience, I love it, you should definitely do it and take it. And the more you ask people and they keep feeding you and telling you all these things, you have to really choose what to digest and what to actually do and what actions to do for yourself, right? The more advice that you ask, the more cloudy your thoughts get. There's too many judgments of other people and too many opinions of other people. Most of the time, I feel like you look for things in other people when you truly know about it in yourself. So yeah, that's my little #end rant here. Looking for validation and looking for acceptance, looking to be liked, trying to understand why, I say sorry is because of these things, and then really reflecting on these 3 areas of my life with this topic, and online relationships, offline, and within myself. Definitely something I never really thought about out loud. Definitely something that makes me super uncomfortable to admit. And this episode makes me super nervous, but I think it can relate to a lot of people, and a lot of people definitely have thought about these thoughts as well. Yeah, I'm not an expert on this or anything, but yeah, I hope you could relate to this episode in some way. I hope it helps you reflect and think deeper about, like, I guess your thoughts and actions, and that you got this, you're not alone, and low-key, you definitely know what you want to do for you. So yeah, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Thank you so much for all your support so far. Can't believe we've made it all the way up to episode 17 already. That's so crazy for me. And thank you for all your feedback and just like supporting me with this. It's been so awesome so far. So catch you in the next episode, folks.